have your feelings, or they will have you.
Yeah.
I like this. We touched on feelings a little bit earlier, but feelings we are uncomfortable with disguise themselves as emotions. We are better able to handle bundles of contradicting feelings masquerade as a single emotion. And most important, feelings transform themselves into judgments, accusations, and attributions. So our feelings transform themselves into attacks, basically.
They leak out.
They leak out.
Yeah.
And it talks about the emotional footprint as well from our past. Think back to when you were growing up. How did your family handle emotions? Which feelings were easily discussed? And what did people pretend weren't there? What emotions do you now find easy to acknowledge and express? Which do you find more difficult? So some of us find it easy to express disappointment. Some of us find it easy to express gratitude, or difficult to express gratitude, difficult to express disappointment. Yeah, there's lots of different ways we feel based on our past experiences. And the book says, accept that these feelings are normal and natural. Like, it's okay to have feelings. And what I really like is learn that your feelings are as important as theirs. Like, we all have feelings. Everyone's feelings in the conversation is as important as theirs. And I really like that statement because, as we know, I'm super empathetic based on our last book review. And, it says, learn that your feelings are important as theirs. And, I think that for me personally, that was just a nice reminder that,
What, do you feel like you undervalue your feelings?
Undervalue is maybe not the right word, but so maybe
in a difficult conversation, do you feel as though you kind of downplay your feelings, or?
Yeah, but I feel like I would downplay my feelings. I feel like I would be more conscious of helping the other person's feelings as opposed to mine. I feel like I would, so maybe perhaps suppress my feelings at times to resolve situations to help the other person's feelings.
Do you feel they play out or they go away?
I thought it plays out, but who knows? Maybe these feelings are sitting deep down. I'm not sure. But
it's interesting, isn't it?
Like, this book allowed me to look at myself as well.
It says explore your emotional footprint.
Yeah.
So I think you have to be. I think even to have any of these conversations, you have to be quite self-aware.
Yeah.
And I know personally with me, if I'm kind of upset or disappointed or annoyed about something, I take a lot of time to kind of really think about it, because I know, again, I want to kind of take because feelings and emotions are not necessarily the same thing. So I guess I want to take the emotion out of it so then I can probably articulate how I feel. And then even if emotion does start to rise, I can actually control it and just put it, because it doesn't have any place in the conversation at that time.
Say you're in a difficult conversation or feeling something about a situation.
Yeah.
Prior to this book, would you have looked at their situation from the third eye, what we said, would you ask yourself, what information do I not have?
I'm always, maybe not, I wouldn't have worded that way, but not necessarily from an empathetic perspective, but more from, I'm just trying to think of things from how they see it.
Yeah.
And I will try and get as much information as possible, because it may impact, it's enlightening.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have necessarily worded it, but that's why I take time, so I know exactly how I feel as well.
So the other question off the back of that then, would you say what information do they not have, like based on you?
I don't know, I don't really think about that, to be honest with you. But it does, the setting, I'm a lot more patient in like a working situation than I am with it depends on the scenario, because there's different types. So it's, and it's harder because with whether it's family or siblings or even your partner or your wife or your husband, whatever it is. So it's like, my brain kind of works differently in different situations. Do you see what I mean? So, but ultimately I'm always trying to find out. But again, I'm not really thinking about the other side, to be fair. So, and that didn't really this just kind of made me understand or think more about, I liked when it said explore your emotional footprint.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I was saying, it'll be good for people to kind of, if they read this book or a book like that, because it would actually make these conversations actually less difficult.
Yeah.
And more people be able to be more vulnerable or more honest with people in this time. Because again, if everyone's trying to point blame, then everyone straight away gets defensive.
Yeah.
And but well, you can't put that on me because boy, and so you can't put it on me, and you can't put it on. So then it's like we're just going around here trying to see who we can point the finger at, versus let's say our contribution. Well, well, this is what I did. You know what, maybe I shouldn't have done that, or maybe because I've done that, I didn't realize it had that impact on you, or vice versa. So
back to my question. I would think, what information do I not have prior to reading this book? I'd maybe think, okay, maybe there's things that maybe I don't know. But I didn't actually think, what information do they not have? And this book has allowed me to think, oh, they don't actually know this information. If they knew this information, then maybe that would have changed the situation. I should have gave them that information and things would have been smoother or whatever. That's the addition it helped me with, I would say, in life.